Okay, so my head ball is slightly larger than what I recommend. I think the ideal size for your head core is 5.5. Mine is almost 6. I think that'll be fine. Any space between 5.5 and say 6.25 should be just fine. If it's much bigger than that, that's okay. We'll just have to add less wool when we make the actual head. So what I have here is my head core. I'm just going to lift you up here for a second. I also have some strips of wool laid out on my table. I'm also going to have my socks. So I have one sock to put aside, and we're going to use that on our felting day. And I have one sock right here that we're going to use. It's just a small white sock. We're going to use it today. I also have some thread. I mean, that's not thread, that's string. I have string. So what, I'm just going to put you a little bit higher so you can watch as I roll. There we are. So I have my head ball here, and I have a piece of wool, and I'm going to start by pushing very hard. You can see my fingernails actually change color from how hard I'm pushing. And I'm going to keep rolling and keep holding my head. I like to tuck in the sides as I roll. If possible, you can do that too. Sometimes it's easier to roll on the floor. I would do this on the floor likely if I wasn't trying to do it on video. And once I've rolled one strip, the strip looks to be a bit bigger than a foot, maybe 1.5 feet, but really doesn't matter what size of strips. So I've rolled this direction. I'm now going to flip it and begin rolling the other direction. Making sure you're holding it as tight as possible. If you let go, you're going to regret it because you're going to have to restart. And I'm going to tuck, if possible, my sides around. Move any hair. You can see there's some vegetation in my wool, little flecks, and that's okay. And I'll just keep rolling. As I roll, I'm going to periodically measure my head. And at this point, it's only about 8. Our goal before we tie it and put it into the sock is about 10.5. Well, actually it'll be closer to 11 because the sock will condense it a little bit further. So I'm going to keep rolling and keep rolling, continuing to alternate what direction I roll. Now my head is starting to feel like it's approaching the right size. And I'm going to measure it again. We're getting closer. You'll be able to kind of start feeling when your head is the right size. It's just going to start feeling like a nice ball. I'm pretty sure this will be the last guy I have to add.